mystery behind deadly 100-year-old Pharaoh's curse is finally solved. A century ago, on November 4, 1922, British aristocrat Lord Carnarvon and a team of archaeologists cracked open the tomb of Tutankhamun for the first time in thousands of years. However, a scientist now claims to have solved the mysteries of the infamous Pharaoh's curse more than 100 years later, and it's far less supernatural than it may appear. Toxic levels of radiation emanating from uranium and poisonous waste are now believed to have lingered inside the tomb since it was sealed over 3,000 years ago, Ross Fellows wrote in the Journal of Scientific Exploration, JSE. Exposure to these substances could well have contributed to the deaths of those who entered the tomb, with the curse said to affect those who disturbed the remains of any ancient Egyptian person, leading to bad luck, illness, and even death. In the months and years following their sensational discovery, several of those who entered the dark and dusty chamber died under strange and mysterious circumstances, adding the most famous chapter to the curse of the pharaohs. Lord Carnarvon died just a few months after opening the tomb after a mosquito bite on his face led to blood poisoning. Two of his half-brothers died shortly after visiting the tomb in 1923. Prince Ali Kamel Fahmy Bey of Egypt was shot dead by his wife in 1923. George J. Gould, son of the famous financier Jay Gould, visited the tomb before dying of a fever. Sir Lee Stack, Governor-General of the Sudan, was assassinated in 1924. Lead archaeologist Howard Carter's secretary Richard Bethel was supposedly smothered in his bed in 1929. Carter himself died in 1939, likely of a heart attack after a long battle with Hodgkin's lymphoma, which impacts the immune system of the body. And more recently, the head of the Egyptian Antiquities Service was killed in a road accident in the 1970s, shortly after agreeing to a traveling exhibition of the treasures found within the tomb. Others involved in the excavation have died of asphyxia, stroke, diabetes, heart failure, pneumonia, poisoning, malaria, and X-ray exposure, and all passed in their 50s. British Egyptologist Arthur Weigall attended the opening of the tomb, and he was accused of inciting the myth of a curse. He died of cancer at 54. Inscriptions found inside other burials throughout Egypt suggested the ancient people may even have known about the toxins in the tomb, with some eerie text translating. The nature of the curse was explicitly inscribed on some tombs, with one translated presciently as, "They that break this tomb shall meet death by a disease that no doctor can diagnose," Fellows wrote.